Hi, I'm Positive Diana of PositiveDiana.com, and I just want to welcome you back. I am creating another video for you because I've been thinking about this word positive. Who is this? How do you be positive when you're walking through a divorce? How do you be positive when you lost your job? How do you be positive when you're afraid how you're not going to make the rent? How do you be positive when you have, we'll say, for example, you know, missing, your children are missing, you can't find them? How do you be positive when you're having problems in your marriage? How do you be positive when you have a friend, you know, when your friends are like doing all these great things and you're kind of feeling left behind? How do you be positive inside of all that? Do you wonder, like, how is it real? Is this real? Am I real? Yes, I am real. Positive Diana is real. That's why I'm Positive Diana. I stand to model for positivity. I am a model of positivity. I just got like a crazy ring in my ear right now. Maybe that's positive. Is that positive? Could that be? So how do I be positive? Well, guess what? I look at it, because if I'm not positive about it, if I'm like hating about like, oh, I'm in a downer because I'm getting divorced, like, why? If that is the reality that is occurring right now, that is real, right? It's happening. The second I go into negativity is me giving into the ego, or me giving into something that is this illusion of fear or resistance or worry. Anytime you enter worry, fear, you know, or you like, worried about tomorrow, you know, all these different things that we feel that are not in this moment, all of that is resistance to the present moment. So all of that needs to get checked out. I can, you know, this is to get you started. This is a get you started video tip. Okay, so one way that I do it, so tip number one, write this down, pay attention, because this is really, really important. I ask myself, this is what's happening. I mean, I've kind of been doing this for many, many years. It's just part of my nature. Yes, sometimes worry wants to grab me. It wants to grab me. It wants to leech at me, and it wants to take me away and take me down. But because I'm Positive Diana, guess what? I have to model what it is to be positive inside of a moment that probably most people probably be worried, maybe depressed, or have, you know, a lot of things going on. That's not to say that life doesn't show up for me. Life does show up. It's how do I respond? Okay, you're either in reaction or you're in response mode. And so if you're in reaction, that means you're letting it take control of you. You are now in bondage. You are now in slavery of that which you have no control over. And it's also a slavery or bondage of that which is an illusion. It doesn't exist. Worry does not exist. Why worry about it? If it's happening, do something about it. Right? So then you got to step into action. So as soon as you have that, you got to remember, okay, this is happening for a reason. That's how I do it. Tip number one, this is happening for a reason. And so I'm looking for reasons of how can I grow from this experience. So that's tip number two, is you want to ask yourself, it's the power of the questions that you're asking yourself. If you're asking yourself crappy questions, oh yeah, me again, oh gosh, you know, oh, I can never get a good job, or oh, you know, I can never make it happen in relationships. You know, if you're telling yourself those things, guess what? The mind likes to prove the thoughts. So your mind is going to search for reasons why that is true, that you should be miserable, why that is true, that, you know, that you're terrible, or that you're not worth it, or, you know, you don't deserve a good life, or you can't be happy. Yeah, your mind is going to search for reasons. So I invite you to let that go, and this is going to take practice. It's taken me years to be able to, you know, my brain kind of automatically searches for reasons to be grateful and to be appreciative. So that's tip number three, is to be appreciative. Be grateful for what is happening. You know, when people lose their jobs, or, you know, their money stuff is a little shaky, guess what? So many people start businesses and they just do amazing things. So I invite you to look at things like, wow, like a child. Me? That's like actually kind of how I do it. I'm kind of like this little child that's like ready for a surprise. Like, oh, I wonder how the universe, I wonder how God, I wonder, you know, God of your understanding doesn't have, it's, you know, this is not a spiritual tape, but, you know, whatever powers to be for you, your higher power. You know, I wonder what's in store for me. I wonder how I'm going to be surprised. I wonder what's next. Like, what is going to happen? And so that's kind of how I do it. I am kind of like this little child, like, oh, you know, because how many times do we allow ourselves to be surprised? So many people are so like attached to like how things are supposed to be. Maybe you have an expectation of how life is supposed to be. You know, life is supposed to be. You're supposed to, you know, walk down the aisle, have this beautiful, happy wedding, blah, 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 blah. You know, my wedding was not like that. And if I was attached to that, oh my God, I had probably one of the most beautiful weddings I ever could like wish for, the way it happened. You know, the way it was a total adventure. I made it an adventure. Okay. So ask yourself, are you trying to keep this expectation, trying to look good on the outside? Because when we live in the world of looking good, we're suffering inside. We suffer inside. Every single time you're trying to show up for somebody else, or, you know, you try to like prove yourself, or, you know, whatever the showtime is on the outside, if it is not real, it's too much work on the inside. You just get lonely. You know, I know, because I've been there. Okay. I'm a recovering looking good kind of person. Okay. I'll tell you more stories later. But that's how I do it. I look at like, wow, I'm so grateful. Like, I wonder what this is going to turn into. So I'm like actually going to curiosity. So that's a very powerful place. It's very, very feminine. And even if you're a woman who is very, very kind of like masculine type, which, you know, a lot of women are, but again, that's probably a survival mechanism. I invite you, you can step into your elegance and step into your feminine, your divine feminine, and get curious and just like allow yourself to relax. You don't have to like work so hard all the time. And when you are worried about like, how are you going to make it, you know, just take a deep breath and know that at this moment you have what you need. In this moment, that's actually something that's helped me out a lot. In this moment, I have everything you need. I need. That's actually what I tell myself. In this moment, I have everything I need. I lack nothing. Now, at the beginning, you might not believe it, because you're like, okay, how can I have everything if my life, the world around me is falling apart, right? Which is your experience. It is a perception. So I'm offering you a positive perspective on this life. If it appears to you that it's fallen apart, I'm offering you another perspective, a positive perspective of like, oh wow, like stepping into curiosity like a little child, like, ooh, I wonder what's going to open up for me. I wonder, like, maybe I'm going to meet somebody, maybe something, right? You know, the other day I missed my plane. I was in Arizona at a business training conference where over 250 women from around the world were, we all went to Arizona for a business training conference where I was there for 3 days with all these women, amazing women, following their passions. And I missed my plane on the way back. And I could have thought like, ooh, like, oh gosh, I lost, but no, I entered into like adventure mode. I just went into like, okay, I even told the you know, where I'm telling the people that I lost my, you know, forgot I missed my plane is what happened. And that's another story I can share with you later. But the point is, I missed the plane, and I told the attendant, I said, oh, well, I wonder if I'm going to meet a new boyfriend, or, you know, meet somebody. Who am I supposed to meet? And so that was like kind of the adventure that I went on. So I'm going through the, you know, the security and all that. I ran into some friends that were at the conference. So we had these amazing conversations. Actually, a friend of mine who's from London that I met, her name is Amanda. And so I got to talk with her at a deeper level because I missed my plane. And then I get on my plane, and the lady that's sitting next to me, she shared with me, you know, I told her about my business training, and I told her about the coaching that I do, working with women with boosting their confidence, their inner self-worth. And then she opened up to me and she told me about, you know, about something personal with her husband, that he was being a naughty boy. And so I don't want to share the details on here, but he was, you know, I think he was supporting a few other women in another country. And so she was just like, you know, a marriage of I don't know how many years, you know, more than 10, 20 years. And she was just in a really sad place. And she was just wondering what to do. And so I was able to talk with her and offer my insights and offer her, you know, some insights as to like how she can look at it. It was a positive perspective, I must say. And looking at it from that place of like, you know, I mean, I'm not going to go through that entire conversation right here, but the point is, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. There is always a positive intention. Look for a positive intention is my tip number 3, is to look and seek for a positive intention. I don't care, you know, if somebody is sick or something is going on in your life, there is a positive intention. And I bet that positive intention can mean that families are coming together, people are talking to each other that hadn't talked in a long time. You know, it's kind of like when you move and then all of a sudden as you're moving all your stuff out, you end up meeting all the neighbors and how great they are. Same thing, you know, so I invite you to not fight with reality. Don't fight, don't resist, don't create illusions, don't make those illusions be real. Don't realify, can that be a word? Don't realify what is an illusion. It's all an illusion. And so find the truth that's going to empower you so that you can be this beautiful blossom flower, and you can pollinate and, you know, help other flowers to blossom as well. So, yes, seek. So questions, what questions are you asking yourself? Look for questions that are going to give you some new answers. And then also just be grateful. Be grateful, like, oh, I'm so grateful that this is happening. This is real. This is happening right now. The moment that you stop fighting it, the moment you release and let it go, the moment you are liberated to step into your power and to take different actions. You're going to take totally different actions. People are going to be attracted to you that you're probably like, oh wow, like all these people, like look at all these different people that are coming into my life right now. And so it's going to be like amazing. And so it's up to you. It's up to you to like change your perception, to change that perception and to switch it out. Okay, this is not just like positive thinking, I'm thinking positive. This is actually a lot of like inner work, and it takes a lot of inside work to be able to have this be boom, 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 automatic, boom, boom, boom. Okay, and so things will show up in my life, just to give you even more insight. Things will show up, circumstances happen in my life, and boom, immediately, boom, boom, boom. Okay, everything happens for a reason. Everything, and then I'm searching. My brain is trained to search for reasons why this is going to forward me in my life. So that's what I want for you. And that's just a little bit about this positive perspective with PositiveDiana.com. Thank you very much. Until the next video. See ya.